Yo, I'm trying to shave here. Can I do my YouTube video after my shave? Why do you all gotta be so impatient? What's up, guys? It's Wehrli here, and for my video today, I want to give you guys a brief demonstration of what it's like to be autistic, just to help you guys understand what it's like to be in our shoes and what we go through as we are trying to progress throughout our lives. But before we get started, please definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content related to autism awareness, and please definitely don't forget to hit that thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Anyways, let's get to it. Okay, so you guys want to really know what it's like to be autistic? Well, I'm gonna give you a quick demonstration. So here's a question for you. How many pull-ups can you do? For me, myself, I can do probably about 8 pull-ups in a set. If you don't believe me, watch, I'll show you. There, see? That was 8 pull-ups, okay? No biggie. Now, let's put this in terms of an autistic person's perspective. Okay, this is all I could find. I don't really have a lot of fancy gym equipment, but let's say I'm gonna try and do those pull-ups with BB-8 on my legs. Let's just see if that's possible. See, I couldn't do that many pull-ups as I did before because 1, I was already tired from the previous set, but 2, I also had an anchor weighing me down, okay? That's essentially what it's like to be autistic. It's like having an anchor that is blocking you from being able to do something. So now you might be thinking to yourself, well then, why don't you just get rid of that anchor that's stopping you or holding you back? Yeah, sure, no problem, I'll get right on that.
Man, I got so fat during the holidays. I got so much weight that I want to lose, and I need to get rid of it in a short amount of time. Oh, I got a great idea. I'll just lose all this weight by doing burpees.
Hey, look at me, I'm good as new. Lost all that fat that I gained from the holidays and now I'm back to square one. I look great. I've been sweating my ass off all day doing burpees and I'm not losing any of this fat I gained. Yeah, guys, I got news for you. There is no such thing as instant fixes, okay? It doesn't work that way.
But we've had other autistic people be able to do this just fine with no problems.
Yeah, here's a newsflash for you. Autism is not just a single personality, okay? It is not a single person. Autism is a wide range of spectrum, okay? There are many different functioning levels of autism. Everybody operates differently. Everybody learns differently, okay? You can't just expect all autistic people to be the same exact person, okay?
Well, we tried this with him several times and it's not working.
Well, then maybe it's time for you to move on to a new strategy. Find out what is not working and then see if you can change that to something that might work out. It's just like in the demonstration I just showed you, okay? Where I stuffed my pillows underneath my shirt pretending to be fat and doing burpees to lose all that weight. Well, let's say that you are overweight and you decide to lose weight by doing burpees and that doesn't work. What can you do? Well, maybe ask yourself the following questions. 1, how's your diet, okay? Because in the fitness industry, you cannot outwork a bad diet, okay? You can't just eat anything you want and then hope to be able to burn it all off in a day. Or the demonstration I did with the pull-ups, having BB-8 on my legs, weighing me down. Yes, I may actually be able to build my strength up to the point where I can do pull-ups with an anchor on my legs, but until then, I cannot instantly make that happen. I have told you time after time after time that you are not supposed to do this. Why do you keep doing that? Well, what words are you using first of all? How are you communicating that to them, okay? You gotta understand that autistic people are very linear, very black and white. If you're gonna present gray sentences to them, they're not gonna be able to pick up on that gray. Also, what makes you think that shouting at them is gonna make them automatically better, huh? Has that ever worked for you? It may work in the army, but when you're working one-on-one with an autistic person, helping them succeed in a certain field, shouting at them and criticizing them and belittling them will not help them succeed. Something that really frustrates me is how typical people are assuring other typical people that it's okay to be human, it's okay to make mistakes, because we all do it. But if an autistic person were to make that same mistake, then they are just like, they don't belong here. They're the devil, you know what? Life is just hopeless for them. See, Peter typically expects all of his peers to be on the same level and progress to the same level. But if one of those peers lags behind, then they're gonna feel intimidated by that. Here's another reason why I cannot get rid of that anchor that's holding me back or weighing me down. Try to imagine that anchor is locked around you with a chrome steel lock, and you don't have the key for that lock. What are you gonna do now? Now, some of you all might be asking me, well, what is this anchor that's weighing you down? I don't know, guys. I really just don't know, okay? But what I do know is that I need to stop worrying about it and find a way to live with it and continue living on with it. We are so hell-bent on just looking at these disastrous situations, and we just spend hours just worrying about how effective they are on us. And we're just not even taking the time to think about what we need to actually do to keep moving forward. Like COVID-19, for instance. Over here in my state, we have so many places that are locked down. I can't go to the gym. I can only wear a mask when I go grocery shopping. We can only order takeout. And our church has already been reported to the authorities. So it sucks, but you know what? We have to find a way to live with it. Here's another example about what it's like to be autistic. Say that I am driving on my way to work and I have to be there in 10 minutes, but I'm probably 20 minutes of driving distance away from work and there's a traffic jam right in front of me. How am I gonna be able to get to work in under 10 minutes? Would it help if I just floor it on the gas pedal? Would it help if I just tell all the other vehicles to get out of my way? Would it help if I just plow right through traffic lines and just pray to God that I don't get a ticket? No. If you try to rush something like that, you are gonna have disastrous consequences. And that's the same thing when it comes to educating autistic people. If you're working with them on a specific something and they can't understand it and you try to rush them to get them to understand it, you're gonna have chaos. I hate waiting in line to get my Diet Pepsi. Maybe if I honk my horn and scream and cuss, that'll make them move faster. I got an even better idea. How about I flip them off? Maybe that'll get them moving. I've had so many people just scream at me and exclaim in frustration because of how I was struggling to understand them or do what it was that they wanted out of me. And all that did was just stress me out and make me do an even horrible job. Well, that sucks. I had to wait in line to get a soda that just went up 50 cents. I mean, what the heck is this economy gotten into these days? Oh, I know. I'll just sit here in my car and throw a fit about it, and maybe the price will go down and everything will be better. Ah! What the hell is wrong with this economy? Our government is just ripping us off! Did that work? Did the price go down? Nope. It's still up. Well, that's it. I quit. I'm just not gonna get a drink anymore. I swear that is like a typical process I go through when people are working with me or teaching me. They have me do something, I can't meet their expectations, they whine and throw a fit about it, and expect me to do better. And if I can't do any better, then they just give up.